started the dance and I was the meeting to order. Before we begin, I would like to remind everyone to put all your cell phones on switch off mode or on silent mode. I'll give you 30 seconds to do that. Drinking water is available on the table here, and if anyone wants to use the washroom, you can climb down 2 flights of stairs and take a lift. Toastmasters Club mission is we provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop their communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. Now I'd like to call on the presiding officer to take place.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Reporter, for the role of silent dance. A very good evening to all of you present. Welcome to the meeting number 1 after 1. I declare meeting number 201. This is a momentous occasion because this meeting signals change. Change is inevitable. Change is the old order changes, give way to the new. Today we elect a team of officers to lead us through the year 2016 to 2017. Toastmasters year begins on the 1st of July and ends on 30th of June, which is why the next EXCOM Executive Committee will take charge on the 1st of July 2016. We shall now begin the election process, and for that I would like to acknowledge the contribution made by the nomination chair, distinguished Toastmaster Arvind Nair, who is present with us. He has, with his team, been working tirelessly over the last 1 month to give us the best team possible. Apart from the nomination slate that you see here, which reads President Manish Kaplan, I will request President Pradhanoti, please. Vice President Education, Toastmaster Anand Kumar. Vice President Membership, Toastmaster Vikas Pucha. For Vice President India, Harshad Thakkar. Secretary Atul More. Sergeant at Arms Komal Shah. Approximately a month and a half ago, distinguished Toastmaster Arvind Nair had accepted the responsibility of being the nominations chair, and on the 10th of May, which is a month ago, he had sent out mails to all of us asking for nominations and declaring the date of the elections to be on the June of 11, 2016, that is today. He had also listed his nomination team, which you are all aware of. According to Section 5 of the Article 6 of the Club Constitution, nominations for club officers shall be made by a club nominating committee appointed by the club president at least 2 weeks prior to the election. You will notice that that condition has been adequately fulfilled. This committee shall consist of 3 active individual members when practicable. This committee consists of 5 nominating committee members, which you have been informed of in advance. This committee has presented its report at the regular business meeting immediately preceding the business meetings at which the election is today, and further nominations may be made from the floor, which please note. Section 4 goes on to say that no notice shall be required for regular business meetings held as provided in the addendum. Notice of any change in the date, time or place of any regular meeting and notice of all special meetings shall be given by, among other things, telephone, fax or electronic transmission, etc. So since there was no change, There is no notice given. We are proceeding according to it, and we shall now begin the process of elections. In order. Before beginning the election process, it is my duty to briefly explain the major responsibilities of each office. You have all been given the handbook with the roles. I trust that you have all gone through it, and with your permission, in the interest of time, shall we waive that reading now? We can. Do I have any objections to that? Please say it now. No objections, so we shall
Only the members will speak.
Yes.
Only the members.
I request to all the guests to please observe in silence. Normally, we would have welcomed the guests after the meeting, but since there are such few of you here, we would like you to be a part of the process only if you can be silent observers. Thank you. I ask for somebody to propose for the President, Manish Kamdar, for the year 2016-2017. Proposed by Shivani and seconded by Shraddha. Can we take it? Are there any nominations from the floor? For the post of President, are there any nominations from the floor? I will ask this again. Are there any nominations from the floor for the post of President? There are none. The motion to close the nominations can be considered as passed. We shall close nominations. I will now request the nomination chair to please cast a single vote in favor of the nominated candidate, Manish Kamdar. For the next post, we invite a proposer for the post of VP Education, Anand Kumar. Rahul Kamdar proposed, Natarajan seconded. Rahul Kulekar, G-U-L-E-K-A-R. Rahul Kulekar. Sorry.
Relax.
Are there any nominations from the floor for the post of Vice President of Education? Any nominations from the floor for the post of Vice President of Education? Anybody wishing to contest for the post of Vice President of Education? Shall we consider the nominations closed? Nominations. Please cast a single vote in favor of VP Education. Congratulations. For the third post, Vice President. Sorry. The nomination states Vikas Pucha. Yes.
Side because of certain professional developments, I'll have to actually withdraw my nomination.
Okay.
And if the House permits, I'd like to suggest Atul.
Okay. We accept your withdrawal, and there is a proposal to nominate Toastmaster Atul More for the post of Vice President membership. Is there a seconder? Yes. Please. Are there any nominations from the floor of the House for the post of Vice President membership? The person himself, or if you would like to propose him, please say so. Would you propose him? Sure. Anybody would like to contest that post from the floor of the House? Can we consider that as closed? Please. Toastmaster Atul More, you have just been elected as Vice President membership. You have also been nominated for the post of Secretary. Will you wish to contest that or will you withdraw from that?
I would like to withdraw this.
Thank you.
Thank you.
For the post of Vice President Public Relations, the nomination is Harshad Thakkar. Are there any nominations from the floor of the House? Harshad Thakkar, would you please rise and get acknowledged? For formality's sake, we need a proposal for Harshad Thakkar, which is Are there any contestants from the floor of the House for the post of Vice President PR? None? Shall we consider that as closed? Nomination chair has cast one vote in favor of Harshad Thakkar, who is now elected as Vice President for Communications. Going down the list, for Secretary, it is at the moment vacant in view of the fact that Toastmaster Atul More has withdrawn his nomination. Can we have any nominee from the floor of the House for the post of Secretary?
Can you propose?
Yes, please.
Komal. Komal Shah.
Komal Shah.
She's
Can you propose?
You can propose and ask her whether she is interested. So please take that note down. You are proposing Pratibha and Shraddha is proposed to Komal. And any seconders for Pratibha? Yes, of course. Komal is seconded. You have been proposed for the post of Secretary. You have also been nominated for the post of Sergeant at Arms. Would you, if elected, take on the role of Secretary?
No, I'm already the secretary. I don't even think I'm eligible to be again secretary the second year again. Two consequence years, I don't think I will be
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Are there any contestants for the post of Secretary? Apart from Toastmaster Pratibha? She has been proposed by Singh and do you have a second? You are not a second.
I
So would you nominations from your side?
So many proposals.
Will you accept another proposal? All right, the nomination for Secretary is closed. Chair to cast one vote in favor of the Secretary. Moving on, for the post of Treasurer, Toastmaster Omkar Khanekar is nominated. Can I have a motion for proposal? Komal Shah proposes and Anand Kumar is seconding. Do we have any candidates contesting for this post from the floor? Any candidates? The nomination is closed. For the post of Sergeant at Arms, we have one nomination from the chair, which is Komal Shah. Any proposals? Any? Please propose. Manish Kanda, seconded by. Any contestants from the floor of the House and the post of Sergeant at Arms? I'll ask once again, are there any contestants for the post of Sergeant at Arms from the floor of the House? Shall we consider the nomination as closed? Ladies and gentlemen, yes. I will request the elected members to please join me on this. Please.
That's bad.
Yeah. Possible or possible do we who there? Right.
Your team, please. Thank you. So now we get on to our regular part of the meeting, and for this, I will hand over to Master of Ceremonies, who will be Shivani. To me, it was good. That's
Good evening, everyone. Good evening. 2 weeks back, I was, as usual, in work, and I knew that madam will not tolerate any pun or fun in work. And the reason was simple, because I was about to go for 3 days planned meeting, which was registered in November last year. It's called Eloquence. It's a same annual conference of District 90. Now, for the benefit of guests and new members, I would like to explain what is district. District 98 consists of our state Maharashtra, Goa, Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh, Telangana, Hyderabad, Chhattisgarh. As per available dictionary carried by every Toastmaster, conference is a formal meeting in which many people gather in order to talk about ideas or problems related to a particular topic. I understand one thing, that I have to introduce the material. Of course, word of the day, we have to understand from the. So I will invite our Toastmaster, who has attended his conferences, Toastmasters conferences, and he was part of Eloquence too. And he is very enthused about joining the team for Confluence, that is semi-annual conference in Goa. So let's welcome Toastmaster Prashant to give us the word of the day.
Good evening, Toastmasters and friends. As a grammarian, it's my responsibility to listen to everything said during the meeting and to note and report any particularly effective uses of grammar and or any grammatically incorrect speech. As a grammarian, it is also my task to present the word of the day. For today's meeting, the word of the day is cognitive, which means intellectual, connected with thinking or conscious mental process. data for research. And parents must choose cognitive training aids to improve memory and attention for the children. I would urge every speaker to use the word at least once. And I'll give my word of the day good and the grammatical usage good when word for. And last but not the least, I request everybody to at least acknowledge the usage when the speaker uses the word of the day. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Prashant. I experienced it is not just a formal meeting, but it's all about team building. Now I'm talking about conferences. It's not just a formal meeting, but it's all about team building, informal meetings, contests, education sessions, speeches by motivational speakers, authors, new connections, or contacts, and friendship, and loads of fun. My first experience of such conference was in year 2014, May. Oration. It was an annual conference of District 41. Now, District 41 that time was the entire India, except Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, and Kerala. It was held in Goa. When senior club members understand that I am traveling alone, they all helped me. They provided me information and was in constant contact till I finished my entire journey. My conference ticket was then transferred by one of the Toastmasters from Mulund Toastmasters. I got a traveling companion, a Toastmaster from Sintel Toastmaster. And we met few friends from Ahmedabad Toastmaster and Goa. So what I understand from this entire experience is it is purely about new contacts, connections, and friendship. The conference and contest team continues, but with the help of few role players. Our next role player is a accountant who has attended the Toastmasters conference and very eagerly looking forward for the next conference. Here is Toastmaster Prashant. May I invite you, please?
Dear Toastmasters and the guests, my duty as an accountant is to listen to attentively to each speaker, make a note of following duties by the speaker. The cluster are the filler words, but like, so is. The filler phrases, you know, and so, etc. And extreme long pause. I will give my report, welcome, followed by the keyboarding.
The next role player is a timer. And today's timer is our club's newest member. She has not attended any Toastmaster conference, but given the opportunity, she would like to attend the future conferences. And she agrees that conferences are opportunities to learn new things. Let's welcome Toastmaster Chetna.
Fellow Toastmasters and guests. As timer, my duty is to time prepare speeches and speech evaluations during this meeting. When a speaker reaches the minimum time allotted, I will display the green card. When a speaker reaches a midpoint time allotted, I will display the yellow card. and when a speaker reaches a minimum time allotted, the end of the speaking time, I will display the red card. The speaker has 30 seconds grace time before the green or after the red card is displayed to end the speech in order to qualify for the vote. I will report qualifying times when called for.
That in same conference, that is in Oration 2014, my mentor, Toastmaster Arvind, guided me to take up the role of a timer. Believe me, it was a different experience. I got recognized as a role player in the contest, as well as many Toastmasters started recognizing me because I'm hard to miss, yet they recognized me because of my role. Yes, in same conference, we, Toastmasters from all over Mumbai, sang a song from Bombay to Goa and had fun in fun night. By the way, I have missed one point when I said we have fun. It is not only just fun, but it's a fun night. We all TMs. We are very serious when it's about our formal meetings. But we become very informal and we enjoy our fun night to fullest. We dance all night. So, we are very normal people who has fun in informal way and attend many formal meetings. Usually these formal meetings consist of 3 sections or 3 sessions. First is prepared speeches, where members practice their public speaking skills by giving different speeches. Second, evaluation session, where some other members evaluate the speaker on the basis of your objectives and gives them feedback. And third is debate topic session, where members and guests are welcome to practice their impromptu speaking skills. But today, because of our election, we will not be having a table talk session. So let's start this formal meeting, shall we?
Yes.
Today's first speaker, yes? Today's first speaker is a newest member of our club. This enthusiastic Toastmaster has enacted as an Inspector Pandey in our 200 meeting. He has not attended any conferences, Toastmaster conferences, but looking forward to join the gang in conference in Goa. Let's welcome Toastmaster Himanshu. May I ask Toastmaster Anand to read out the objectives?
The speaker is attempting project 1, that is the icebreaker speech. The objectives of this project are to begin speaking before an audience, to discover speaking skills you already have and skills that need some attention. Timing 4 to 6 minutes.
Thank you, Toastmaster Anand. Now let's welcome Toastmaster Himanshu. So let's welcome Toastmaster Himanshu. Life begins at your end of your comfort zone. Life begins at the end of your comfort zone. Toastmaster Himanshu.
When you study, you think of Goddess Saraswati. When you think of wisdom, you think of God Ganesha. When you think of wealth, you think of Goddess Lakshmi. I am giving my P1 speech. I am remembering Muhammad Katani 2015 championship. Have I done anything wrong? Toastmaster Today, my engagement period with Toastmaster is over and it is like my first wedding night. By the way, how many of you are chartered accountants here? Oh, very few. So for the benefit of other members, I being chartered accountant and rank holder too, we have a habit of making full disclosure before we comment and say anything. I will share something about past one or two instances. I will say something about present, and I will say about some future thoughts about myself. Friends, can you tell me whether successful people are being born? How many agree with it? Successful people are being born. How many of you believe it? And how many of you believe successful people are being made? Well, I think the answer is other way around. Unless and until you are born, how can you be made? It has been cognitive approach to prepare a P1 speech. You know, there is a 12 Jyotirling. One of the Jyotirling is Somnath. And 5 kilometers away from the Somnath is a city called Veraval. You know for what I am talking about? Yes, you guessed it right. It is my birthplace. I was born on the exact middle of the year, that is 30th June 1976. In the summer vacation, my uncle and aunt came from the Bombay, and just out of curiosity, I stepped my first foot on the Bombay, and gradually they adopted me, and my entire education that was started from the Bombay. In 5th standard, I was failed in 5 subjects. So, anybody who is a lawyer, I have a work for you because Shahrukh Khan has copied the thing and prepared English version of the title called Are You Faster Than 5th Pass? So please meet me after the conference. Eventually, I cleared my 10th standard and I came to college. College means girls. In FIJC, every student was after a girl, but she became my friend. You know why? Because I was good at statistics, but not the statistics which you think. I was good at maths. And that way I cleared my 10th and I SSC and I joined the Chartered Accountancy course and I got rank in all India level in my CA exams. So this was, I was talking about a bit past. Now looking at the present, friends, right from childhood till these 40 years of age, I was, till last year, I was making friends who are in the schools, teachers, neighbors, friends, and to whomsoever you meet. And in this entire journey, I forget to love myself when I realized just last year. And imagine, after started loving myself, my self-esteem came up like a jump like this thing. And I started making friends and world started loving me. And with this, along with the path of truthness, it has made my way very clear for my future. And in the end, I will say about the future, you know, earlier, what was supposed to happen in 100 years, now has become to happen in 10 years. So going forward, I think in 2 to 3 years, it can happen what has happened in 100 years. So my entire future enhancement of skill will be on IoT, that is Internet of Things. I am trying to pursue my career in that. Well friends, to sum up, I will only say, you may be tempted to say, whatever I have disclosed is like a beginning batch. But honestly, believe me, what I have not revealed is more interesting. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Now, as per the tradition of Toastmasters, just for the benefit of guests and new members, the standing ovation is given because Toastmaster Himanshu has started his journey in Toastmasters. He has delivered his first speech, and to give him encouragement, we have to give the standing ovation and encourage that person. Moving ahead, we have next speaker who is delivering his speech. But before that, I would like to ask Toastmaster Natarajan to read out the objectives. Sorry. Yeah, you go.
So speakers objective project B2 from the competent communicator manual, organize your speech. The objectives are select an appropriate outline which allows listeners to easily follow and understand your speech. Make your message clear with supporting material directly contributing to that message. Use appropriate transitions when moving from one idea to another. Create a strong opening and conclusion. Time 5 to 7 minutes. All the best.
Thank you, Toastmaster Natarajan. And before we move ahead, can we use the feedback sheet and give our feedback for Toastmaster Himanshu? Let's take 15 seconds.
Shiva, feedback.
The next speaker has not attended any conferences, Toastmaster conferences. He also eagerly waiting for conference in Goa. So let's welcome Toastmaster Arun. Toastmaster Arun, every success story is also story of great failure. Every success story is also story of great failure by Toastmaster Arun.
Let me tell you a story of a man. This man failed in his business at the age of 21. He was defeated in legislative race at the age of 22. He again failed in his business at the age of 24. His sweetheart died at the age of 27. He lost a congressional race at the age of 45. He failed in an effort to become vice president at the age of 47. He lost a senatorial race at the age of 49. And this man became president of the United States of America at the age of 52. This man, as we know, was Abraham Lincoln. Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. Probably the greatest story of persistence is Abraham Lincoln. Born in poverty, Lincoln's life was full of failures and setbacks, but he didn't quit. And because he didn't quit, he became one of the greatest presidents of the United States of America. Every success story is also a story of great failures. These people succeeded in spite of problems, not in absence of them. But the only difference is when they failed, they bounced back. They learned from their failures and kept moving. Edward C. Bliss said, success doesn't mean absence of failures. It only means attainment of the ultimate objectives. It means winning war, not winning every single battle. Failures have been part of new innovations historically. Newton failed 1,000 times when he was inventing electricity bulb. And he said those 1,000 failures actually gave him 10,000 ways of not making electricity bulb. And that learning was very important for him. More recently, Google restructured its business into a new entity called Alphabet. And they separated their new ideas from the core business so that the new ideas can fail initially, adopt, and become a successful new growth engine for Google. This is a perfect example of how managing failure is equally important as managing success. You compare this Google example with Apple and you will understand it more. Interestingly, different cultures have different ways of looking at failures. In India, most of the time, failure is looked down upon and is not an option. While in Silicon Valley, which is the greatest value creator on earth, failure is always an option. Actually, success of Silicon Valley actually begins with the American mindset about the failures. And in US, basically, only failure is giving up. Otherwise, they like comebacks. And I think it is very true to our own Toastmaster culture as well. Let me tell you my story. I had just secured admission to IMA. This is around 10-12 years back. And I just happened to meet one of my engineering senior who was studying at IMA. He said, while discussing, he said, first year will be really difficult, but do not quit. I entered IMA. First year was really tough. There is famous saying about IMA's first year. It's very difficult to get into IMA, but it's even more difficult to get out of it. Close to 10 to 15 people fail in the first, 10 to 15 people quit in the first year because they are not able to cope up with the expectations and the pressure. For me, with a person like me with average abilities, I had really tough time to cope up with the pressure. But despite initial failures, I didn't quit and somehow survived the first year. Second year was relatively easy and I did relatively well. I got into instrument profile from the campus, for which there was tough competition. So once you decide not to give up, things become easy. Failures are bound to happen in pursuit of greater success. But getting disheartened due to the initial failures and giving up will only bring premature into your ultimate pursuit. It's very important to basically learn from your failures, adopt accordingly. This is called falling forward. It makes us stronger, it makes us more capable, it makes us more eligible for the ultimate success. And for that matter, life is long enough to achieve any goal. As an investment banker, I have advised promoters who have started their business at the age of 50 and went on to create 200-300 crore business successfully. I would like to conclude with the story of Jack Ma. His Facebook page reads, I failed 3 times in college. I applied 30 times to get job but was rejected every time. When KFC came to China, there were 24 applications and mine was the only one to get dismissed. When I wanted to return to Harvard, I applied 10 times but was rejected every time. Do not quit because you failed, because sometimes your failures are out of the way to your intended route. So I think making failure and having failures and making mistakes is fine, but work relentlessly and make it to success, because only then you can proudly write about your own failures. Remember, failures, every success story is also a great story of failures.
speakers, district leaders. And to sum up his experience in one word, he said, it's ecstatic. Let's welcome Toastmaster Vikram, who will deliver the speech. Toastmaster Vikram, let's break up. Let's break up Toastmaster Vikram.
Break up. It's a phenomenon. Almost every one of us experiences at least once in a life. Nowadays, breaking up with your girlfriend has become very common amongst the youngsters. But today, I'll be speaking about a girlfriend who has become a part of everyone's life. This competitive world has made her more dominating, and I feel that we are giving her undue importance, and it's time we break up. Can anyone guess who am I referring to? No. Sadly. It's stress. Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Unfortunately, stress has been a part of everyone's life. From business professionals to homemakers, and from college-going students to school kids, everyone are affected with high levels of stress. There are two types of stress: positive stress and negative stress. Positive stress is referred to as good stress. It helps us to increase our confidence, and negative stress is bad stress. It is generally said that negative stress leads to diseases such as high blood pressure, diabetes, etc. Has been a part of everyone's life, as I said, but a major population who has been affected by stress is between the age group of 21 to 50, which is us, business professionals, working professionals. While doing some cognitive research on this subject, I came across a survey which said that out of every 10 individuals, working individuals, 5 have been affected by depression. After reading the regulations, I was left aghast. So, as it is rightly said, that time and time wait for no man. But sadly, this phrase has been taken very seriously by our employers. Deadlines have become an integral part of every employee. So today, I have decided to speak about the stress which we as working professionals go through. Instead of going about the general categories of stress, I will speak about the stress which we as employees go through. To tackle this stress, I will bifurcate the type of stress in 3 types. First is the stress due to timing. Stress due to timing is something which we all face. Let it be school or college or job. Everyone faces stress due to timing. There are 2 ways or 2 things you need to keep in mind while managing this stress. Firstly, when we get a job in hand, we have to be smart enough to gauge if this job can be completed in the given time. If not, we can talk to an employer, negotiate and buy some more time or take some other alternative. After we are done examining this, we come on to the next step, which is planning our time. If we divide our deadlines into mini deadlines and complete them one by one, then our confidence increases and we can definitely avoid the stress of time. The second type of stress is situational stress. This stress is mainly caused because of some problem which have occurred. For example, if some emergencies happen which have to be given priority, then we cannot complete our job in a very less time. So, in case of such events, the best suggestion which I could give is to keep a backup plan ready. If we have a backup plan ready to execute, we won't fall prey to such kind of stress. The third type, and the major type, as per me, is the stress due to mental inhibitions. To explain about this stress, I would bifurcate it into 3 types. First is anticipatory stress. The feeling that something might go wrong can have serious effects on our mind. This might be because of lack of confidence, and it might lead to depression, lack of concentration, etc. Second type, or rather second subtype, is encounter stress. Encounter stress is something which is not within us, but which comes in, which we are maybe cooperating by being in contact with people who are depressed. Or, for example, if we are in contact with a colleague who is not able to complete his deadlines in given time, then that we might fall a prey to such kind of problem, and even we might be stressed, depressed. So, in order to tackle this stress, what I'm suggesting is the best way is plan your moves. Don't get influenced by others. Just remember the Murphy's law. Anything that can go wrong will go wrong. You do not stop trying. So these are the three major things which I felt will help us as professionals to tackle with the stress in our lives. To conclude, I would like to share a thought with all of you. Stress is not what happens to us. Stress is a response of what happens. And response is something which we can choose. Friends, it's a need of the hour that we manage stress before stress manages us. So, let us all get anxiety from our lives by saying, dear stress, let's break up. Over to you.
Let's take 30 seconds to give feedback. Toastmaster. Our next speaker has attended 2 conferences of Toastmasters and looking forward for conference in Goa. And the most important thing he likes about these conferences is not education, not educational sessions, nor any motivational speakers, but the informal meetings with fellow Toastmasters. That is what he likes the most. So let's welcome Toastmaster Neera. Before that, I once again forgot that we have to read out the objectives. So I will invite Toastmaster Sunil, please read out the objective for Project 6.
Voice plays a major effect in affecting your audience, and the Toastmaster recognizes it. Using volume, pitch, rate, and quality, and appropriate pauses to reflect and add meaning and interest to the message. The speaker is helping Project 6, which is vocal variety, using voice, volume, pitch, rate, and quality to reflect and add meaning, and use pauses to enhance the message. Timer, please note the time is 5 and 7 minutes. All the best.
Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Sunil. And now, welcome Toastmaster Neera to deliver his P6 speech. Toastmaster Neera, Survival Post-Marriage. Survival Post-Marriage by Toastmaster Neera.
Have you seen the movie Shaadi Ke Side Effects? Forget side effects. I am very sure many people will experience the main effects of marriage. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, let me give you a simple example. Our otherwise thoughtful and selective actor Amir Khan doing the movie Dhobi Ghat and also commenting on intolerance. Isn't it main effects of marriage? So in my last speech, I gave tips in survival in corporate world. Today I am going to focus on tips in survival post-marriage. So let me share a story. In this story there are two characters. First, an idiot, that is me, who decided to get married. And second, baby. For sake of simplicity, I am going to refer my wife as baby. But don't go by this word to assume that she is innocent. Actually, I can't take her name right now, else she'll start getting hiccups and she may call me. But I'm busy giving this speech and I can't even dare not to pick up her phone. That's the reason of referring her as a baby. So let me share the story. Phase 1, hunting phase. In this phase, the life is very simple. Like Uday Chopra in JUN series, you can virtually dream yourself beside any other girl. But as I mentioned in my past speech, I believe in arranged marriages. So after I got qualified and settled in the job, like any other Guju guy, I decided to get married. And I was super excited when baby told me in second meeting that she is willing to spend her life with me. Phase 2, life post-engagement. Life post-engagement is really good with late night calls. But soon I realized I can't snore in office like Manish does here. So I decided to reduce my talk time. But guess what? Baby did not like this idea. And I was awake till 3 a.m. explaining her nothing has gone wrong, just that I was feeling sleepy. Phase 3, post-marriage. Life changes for good with arrival of your life partner at home. But do I need to ask who rules at home? Actually, I don't need to ask. You just need, and you don't need to be over smart or ultra cognitive to become, to survive in post-marriage. Actually, it's very simple. You just need to follow 3 simple rules. Be a good listener, be a good follower, and be a precise speaker who can speak in specific countable words without any arguments. I mean, you just need to become a robot. And life will be simple. And when they say, can we do this? Irrespective of voice modulation, it always means we need to do this. Phase 4, arrival of kid. Life really becomes even more exciting with the arrival of kid. But today we are talking about side effects. So first, you lose your sleep over them. And second, they become eyes and ears of their mom. So I'll just give you one simple example. Recently my daughter told my wife, Mama, Papa is not playing with me. He is busy on the phone. And what happened next? I was bombarded with a lot of questions. Who are you talking to? Why such a long call? Can it not be done later? Was it so urgent? Raising kids is only my responsibility? Question mark. It's like Pyar Ka Panchnaama reverse monologue. The questions itself will take 5 to 7 minutes. Thereafter suggestions. And thereafter asking for commitments. So, life is not so simple. But friends, I will be totally wrong if I only tell you one side of the story and make fun of institution of marriage. Marriage brings excitement and happiness in life, provided you have courage to face your wife. And what do I tell about kids, particularly daughter? They are just too good. And when they say, I love Mama more than, when they say, I love Papa more than Mama, it's nothing less than a Zimbabwe winning World Cup. Or Ghana becoming super rich power. So those who are unmarried, what are you waiting for? We have a steep target of overtaking China. Please do the needful. Over to you, Madam.
Let's take 30 seconds to philosophy back. are qualified for the best speaker. So kindly use the voting ballot, and on the first line there is a prepared speaker. In front of that, write down the name whom you think is the best speaker of today's prepared speaker. Moving with the thing, I remember how we spent, the Toastmaster who attend the conferences, how we spend our time in those conferences. Usually we attend few educational sessions. We listen to keynote speakers. We cheer for our contestants. And in annual conference, we elect leaders. But after day-long sessions, we always play Tapsheras. If it is Goa, then late night walk on beach is must. We sing in Sur or Besura some old Hindi songs and create beautiful memories. Along with these activities, we make sure that everyone eat, and eat. Be it fish curry in Goa, Puran-poli in Pune, or biryani in Hyderabad. And we make sure to explore the city and with loads of friends, we make sure we create memories by taking selfies and photographs. As I described at the beginning of this meeting, conferences are meetings where like-minded people come together and share information. But I have never imagined that our dear President would go one step ahead and find a solution to make sure that meetings end on time. Listen carefully, it's a rocket science. Okay? Just remove T from T break. So let's have a break and see how it goes. Can we? Welcome back. I have a group of members who would like to share their experiences about eloquence, that is annual conference, which was held in Pune 2 weeks back. Our first speaker can be called as Shansha, Bhai, almost n number of acts played in this first Toastmaster of the Day group. Is our Toastmaster, Vikram.
Eloquence 2016. If someone asks me to describe the meeting in one word, I would definitely say ecstatic. This was the first time I got an opportunity to attend a conference. Toastmaster, not Toastmaster. I had never attended a conference before this. And I specifically would like to thank Toastmaster Parakar. He's not here today, but I would specifically like to thank him because he encouraged me to register for the conference. The conference was amazing. It had I got to hear some amazing speakers, some great contests, good keynote speaker education sessions, and definitely a high-spirited fun night. But if someone asks me what is my takeaway from the conference, I would definitely say networking. As a working professional, what year I was working. So I didn't get a chance to attend many different clubs, to attend their meets. So I felt this conference was the perfect opportunity for me to meet Toastmasters across the district. I got a chance to share my thoughts about Toastmasters and learn from them. I made many friends from Toastmasters from Ahmedabad, Goa, etc. I could also meet some great leaders in this excellent conference which we had. To be precise, I have met two great leaders who have inspired me. And the key characteristics which they both have in common is they are very humble, they are very down to earth, and I feel the thinking which they possess is very calm. They are very cool, they have very cool attitude. The first leader who I got to meet was the Indian captain MS Dhoni. I got an opportunity to meet him in 2008 during a coaching camp. And exactly 8 years after that, I got an opportunity to meet our international director, distinguished Toastmaster Nagaraja Rao. An excellent man. When you look at him, you come to know how a leader should be. He has inspired me and definitely taught me a lot of things. And so, I feel this was the biggest takeaway from the conference which I had. Over to you.
Our next speaker is a simple boy from East, successfully made his place in west side of India with his hard work and dedication. Let me invite Toastmaster Vikas to give his information, his talk about his experience in Philippines.
To entertain, educate, and enlighten us was what Philippines 2016 promised. And that's exactly what it did for us. Madam Toastmaster, guests, and fellow Toastmasters, I'll talk about some of the learnings I had from this particular conference. Right from the word go, Archasmita from Radio Mirchi taught us about, through her role plays and a lot of examples, taught us about how our emotions actually change our tonality, and how that impacts the way messages are conveyed and perceived by people. That was a great learning for me. Ashwin Sanghi, a proclaimed writer, then went on to describe the concept of myth, which he says is actually a lie, which reveals the truth. He went on to share some of his learnings, how he uses mystery from the amalgamation of myth and history in his writings. That was a wonderful thing to know, even as a writer, as a speaker. Professor Rupa Shah, her discourse around leadership, even the humorous went above my head, probably because I was hungry, it was lunchtime. But the advice how people should not pull their bosses by their necktie, that went down well with the audience. That was quite good. And the best part about attending such a conference, it's not just the speeches that you hear, it's also about the conduct of the speakers, their stage presence, which teaches us a lot. Take the example of this 13-year-old kid, Ishita Katya, who was a child prodigy. The way she handled audience queries with ease and wit, and in the midst of one of the replies she was giving, an audience member just barged in with his question, interrupting her. You could sense the entire audience cringe in disapproval, but she did not lose her nerve and let the person finish. And when that was done, she went on taking permission from that person. Could you hang on for a moment while I reply to the previous one? That event instantly drew such an approval from the audience. That's a wonderful thing to learn. To wrap it up, Even the speeches from the contestants were something that were outstanding. The rat race by our district champions, Subbu. It's a fine example of a speech that's written very simple yet powerful delivery and eloquence. So, as a learning experience, I would urge you, it's an experience. You should experience, all experience at some time. Thank you.
Our last speaker is a lady who with her beautiful words described her life as a Jennifer and made us crave for more words. Is our Toastmaster, Shraddha.
better, to perform better, to outcast our last attempt. That is what eloquence did to me. There was a mention of a certain Toastmaster there who was supposed to report to the trial, and he was sending an apology mail to them saying that he wouldn't be able to report for the next 3 days. And the reason was that his mother had just expired. Now that is the level of commitment that Toastmasters teaches us. We really need to move out of our comfort zone of this club and get out and experience the variety that Toastmasters International has to offer us. The four basic values that we have, that we talk of in Toastmasters: respect, integrity, service, and excellence. They were portrayed, recreated at class level at the conference. We danced together, we ate together, we even wore the slight timing delays here and there together. But all in all, the conference was such a beautiful experience with lovely speakers at the table topics, at the international speech contest. It made me raise my own standards. For me, the moment at eloquence would be when I saw the dignitaries walk up to the stage with their flags, the flag march. And as they stepped up, I could see a shine in their eyes. Each pair of eyes told me a story. Some were happy to fulfill their dreams, whereas some were swelling, dreaming further. I too have a dream. Like DTM Nagaraja Rao, our international director, mentioned about being a crazy and an addictive Toastmaster. I would like to contribute and remain crazy and addictive about Toastmasters. Let us all pledge to respect, be integral, and contribute service with excellence.
So let's move on to the next segment, evaluation session. And the person who is general evaluator of this section summarizes his experience about these conferences in one word: exhilarating. As he not only had the fun, but being part of organizing committee for Oration 2015 annual conference of then District 41, we learned many things. Let me welcome Toastmaster Manish to help us learn how we can improve or simply relearn or unlearn a few things.
Thank you, Shivani. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. It is my honor to be an evaluator here for this meeting. And like all of you all, I have enjoyed this session where we had a CA whose beginning and ending of life and his comfort zone was brought into play. We had tales of success and failure.
We had some tips on stress busting and of course the pitfalls of married life. I hope you all enjoyed this as much as I did. Before we move on, let me invite the evaluators for these speeches, starting with Toastmaster Anand, who is going to evaluate the P1 speech of Toastmaster Himanshu.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Good evening, everybody. Good evening. The speaker, Toastmaster Himanshu, began his Toastmaster journey with his icebreaker speech. The objective of icebreaker speech is to discover your speaking skills and at the same time introduce yourself to the audience. I would like to commend the speaker on his cognitive style of writing the very first speech and effective delivery. Well done. I like many things in the speaker's speech, but specifically I would like to highlight three things which I liked most. First, comfort level on the stage. The speaker looked very comfortable. He had a smile on his face. He did not use notes which he could have. The second thing, speech organization. The speaker had very interesting opening, good body and a mysterious closing, where he did not reveal us some interesting facets of his life. Third, and the very important one, the ability to connect with the audience. The speaker connected with the audience by asking questions, bringing humor, and that was lovely. Somebody speaking in such a manner in the very first speech is highly commendable. So well done. I encourage you to do so in future as well. What would be improved? Certainly I learned more about the speaker, about his birthplace, his date of birth, his upbringing, college life, challenges, job, etc. But I think something better would have been done here. I expected some information on siblings, something about your parents, hobbies, future goals. That would have let me know the speaker in a better way. To summarize, good comfort level on the stage, effective speech organization, good ability to connect with the audience. With this recommendation, I would have loved to know more, but wish you all the best for all your future speeches.
May I now call upon Toastmaster Natarajan, who is going to evaluate the P2 speech of Toastmaster Arun.
Mr. General Evaluator, Toastmasters, dear guests, and last but most importantly, dear Arun, every success story is a story of great failure. And what a great way the Toastmaster began his speech. He began his speech with this outstanding example of impromptu. And he began his speech by telling us about the outstanding failures of this great man, whom all of us see as the ultimate example of success. The way he spoke and the way he led his nation as a leader. So with that example, the speaker created the tempo and the context for speech in one brilliant way. And with that he transitioned into the first main point of the speech, which was basically about success is ultimately not about succeeding in the short term, but success is ultimately about succeeding in the end. And he used the example of Isaac Newton, which I thought was very smart. After the speaker spoke about how managing failure is an important thing in corporate life, by giving us the example of alphabet and go. And frankly, at that moment, I wondered what the speaker was doing by talking about those. And then, that is when he made the most brilliant move as a speaker today, when he spoke about managing failures being important and how culture being a benefit in India. And he gave us the example of India versus America and about how Americans love comebacks. And this particular section of his speech was the most brilliant section of his speech because he used transitions beautifully. So he spoke about India versus America, and then he spoke about Americans loving comebacks, and then he spoke about Toastmasters loving people who make comebacks. All of us were given a bad speech and then come back and hit it with a brilliant one after that, so it resonated with all of us. And so he spoke about Toastmasters, he was a Toastmaster, and then he spoke about himself. So there was a thread in the transitions during this section of the speech. And this particular sequence I really liked, and he spoke about life at his business school. And I said to me personally, because I've been through the same experience, and almost failed at the end of the first year, and managed to get a job despite that at the end of the second year. So personally resonated. What I want to really recommend to you is the ending of the speech. Because you spoke about failing forward, which is an important conceptual construct, I thought. But you didn't explain it and you didn't construct something around it. Which would have given us a lot of cognitive handling in terms of how to handle failure. And take an intellectual message out of it, apart from the inspiration part. So that is one input I want to give you. And the other thing is that you spoke very, very, very fast towards the end. There was some kind of tension. It is extremely fast. So one really couldn't grasp the ending of the speech. And the ending of the speech, you should have ended by summarizing what you spoke during the speech. And then given a powerful call to action. I think that, but there were two standout moments for me. You got nervous a couple of times in the speech. You didn't allow that to affect your speech. So if you noticed, he had his hand in his pocket in the beginning. In between he got nervous, he just walked here and walked back. It did affect him. So you really lived the story of your speech in the speech today. So I congratulate you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Natarajan. For the benefit of guests, just to inform you that, at Toastmasters, we have this method of evaluation of speeches, which we call the CRC method or the sandwich method. So the CRC method stands for comment, recommend, and comment. So what we always bring out is that the evaluator finds out what is best in your speech, highlights that, then gives his recommendations for improvising as a speaker, and again summarizes it with the good parts in your speech. So there is always the CRC method we use for evaluation. With that, may I invite Toastmaster Nivedita, who's going to evaluate the P2 speech of Toastmaster Vikrant.
Good evening, Toastmasters, guests, and Vikrant in particular. First of all, I would like to congratulate all P1 and P2 because looking at their P1 and P2, the topic selection was very good, fantastic, and the message they shared, it's very good. So I feel for P1 and P2, these are amazing topics. So congratulate. Now coming to this one. Very good start with a question which nobody, all of us could answer. So that is one thing. Then the transitions were so good. He gave us a beautiful classification of stress. And prior to that, within the stress, he selected office-related stress, which is more relevant to all of us. So his topic selection is very good, and within that, which he selected as a office-related stress, which was very good for P2. So then he has a really good, well-researched with giving the examples or statistics. He has researched the topic well. He has given the very good classification with example and some solution and the benefit. So he covered almost each and every parameter of the stress. And the last part, which is also good, what he said, stress is not what happened to us, it's the response we choose, which is really appropriate. So here is that one message what he has given at the end of this speech. So in all, he has met the objective, a very good outline, clear-cut opening, body text, conclusion with a very good transition, starting from the stress, then this related stress, then the types, benefits, all in all. So he is met the object. So when it comes to now suggestion, we all know this office related stress is a number one or a leading cause of whatever the loss of working hours or loss of working days, which is a much bigger problem. So if you could have connected with one or two good examples, actual examples, and how that particular person or what has come out of that, and which would have even made your speech very good. So, for example, what I think, what new team members can do, some message, what new team members can do to get away from the stress, which would have. But all in all, which is very good topic, well said. You have covered the stage well, but when it comes to your movement, you have already controlled some of your movements, but you can do it better. Correct? So, to conclude, it's a breakup which is very good for all of us, which that though it's a breakup, it could connect audience and speaker. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster. Lastly, we have Neerav's speech being evaluated, Toastmaster Neerav's speech being evaluated by Toastmaster Sunil.
A young student who would eventually become a CA was being pushed by his mother to take up roles in school. And one day he came very excited to say, "Mom, I finally got a part in school play." Saying, "What part did you get?" Saying, "I got to play a husband's part." A fair straw. Think next time ask for a speaking part. General evaluator, Toastmasters, where's my friend? Neerav. You normally start a speech with a commendation, but I'm going to start with a recommendation. This was not a speech, it was an education session. For all those in the room who are on the verge of marriage, are already regretting marriage, or will regret marriage, you had a lot of advice to them, and congratulations on making such a dull subject a livelihood. Neeraj has a way of putting things, he's a storyteller, and he weaved a lot of incidents and stories to make the speech memorable. And that was really the highlight of his speech. Because, as you know, life is boring, it happens, but to pick up those nuggets and make them interesting was really the highlight. You had a great connect with the audience because you chose topics which were close to the heart, and for once I saw when the ladies nodding. The subject of the speech was vocal variety, and that is an area where I thought your four ingredients came into play of engagement, the post-engagement, the post-marriage, and the arrival of the infant in the family. And I thought you packaged it very well and covered, so it gave you a lot of opportunity to show his potential. On the other hand, you hung up on your wife too prematurely. The speech allowed you to speak for 7.5 minutes, and you concluded your speech in 5 minutes 14 seconds, leaving us hungry as if not enough is happening in your life. And we all know there is enough. Probably you just remembered a face and you said, "Okay, I have to stop now." Papa is not talking to me was a wonderful voice modulation where I actually realized that you are paying serious attention to the objective of the speech, though however irritating. However, do you know the best effort recognized in the world of voice modulation is when a woman is talking to her husband and when she answers the phone. And you lost an opportunity to bring
to put in this weight. Can I see your food moving boss? You use all these expressions, but I thought in that light more opportunity to use the pauses and the voice modulation. All in all, I think you were a devoted husband. And you had the courage to face it. I saw somebody recording your speech. The good news is you will know how well you did. The bad news is they're going to make your wife up.
Thank you, Toastmasters. We've all taken a cognitive approach to this meeting, and the efforts of some of the role players have to be acknowledged, and that is by their report. May I first request the timer to present the report on the evaluation.
Toastmaster Anand, 2.39. Toastmaster Natarajan, 3.24. Toastmaster Nivedita, 3.45. And Toastmaster Sunil, 3.25.
So you have the voting ballot. So, I mean, Nivedita doesn't qualify, but the Anand, Natarajan and Sunil, they qualify. So you can vote for the best evaluator from these three. Please take 30 seconds for that. Anybody missing the voting slips? There are the efforts from players who make sure that we are on the right track. First person is the grammarian of the day. He's going to evaluate the language that we use, the grammar that we use. May I please invite Toastmaster Prashant to present his report as a grammarian.
First of all, I throw light on the awkward and misuse of language or incomplete sentences or incorrect grammar. Is consists of into an annual conference, into an annual conference. I clear off, I cleared off. I forget that day, I forgot that day. It bounced back, it bounced back. She may call me, she may call me. As I mentioned in my last speech, the creative language or good usage on the path of truthfulness in pursuit of greater success, jettison the liabilities, reverse monologue, portrait and reiterated. And the word of the day were used by Toastmaster Manshu, Vikrant, Nirav, Anand, Natarajan, and Manish.
Thank you, Toastmaster Prashant. And now, most credit the up. Please request Toastmaster Harshal to present his report as the up.
Thank you, Manish. Yes, and Toastmaster. For today's our counter report is Himanshu is 2 hours, 1 long course, 2 implications, Toastmaster used one half, one long pose, invitation, and Toastmaster began uses two halves, one long pose, full invitations, and two butts. And Toastmaster below, one invitation, and evaluator has no harm, I judge. Okay. And Manish, 2 hours, one invitation, and Prashant, 1 hour, one invitation. Thank you everybody. And it's very difficult to evaluate the Shivani also. She was really good. It's easy, there is
With this, I'm not going to be monitored anymore, so that's happy. So now, let me just summarize my notings of this meeting. The meeting started at 6:05, which is 5 minutes behind schedule. The sergeant at arms introduced the presiding officer just as the presiding officer. He should be introduced in some way with the name that was missed out. We didn't know that the presiding officer is the president Hasnain Chandi. No one came to know about that. That was missed out. The DSP did a good job of introducing eloquence, the conferences we had, and the team building exercise that took place. Like at the club level, we have different teams, including the ExCom and the role players. Everyone contributes to bring this meeting together, including all the guests and the members as well. So similarly, at the district level, we have different teams working together. Having organized an event, I know what goes into making of such an event. I find that the board was laid out very well, okay? Just that the date was missing on the board. And one thing is that I found that a lot of guests entered the room while the meeting was on. We should somehow try and announce that or put that, poster outside that please enter only when the applause interval is on. In fact, I found one of the members also entering when the speech was on. This shouldn't be done. And of course, the speeches were great. I enjoyed listening to all of them. And the marriage speech, especially, I could identify a lot with it. The experiences about the conferences, that was very nice. This is the first time I have come across someone speaking of the experiences that people encountered at the conferences. It was a vivid painting on a larger canvas that I could imagine. All in all, had a great time. I enjoyed the meeting and I hope you all do. Thank you. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Manish. Continue with my team. Our next semi-annual conference, Confluence, is scheduled in October 2016 in Goa. But before we reach Goa, let me help you meet a member and understand how her experience was confluence in eloquence. She looks very quiet, but put her on stage and you have to join. She is our own division winner in table topics, and she is Toastmaster Siana Das.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Okay, how many of you out here have a fear? Any kind of fear? I guess everyone, right? Even I had a fear at one point. The fear of speaking in front of such a large audience. And over the last 4 years in my journey as a Toastmaster, it has somewhere vanished. Not completely, but yes, to quite an extent. I'll just share with you my experience experience in this table topics journey. This was the third time I had participated in a table topics contest at the club level. And when I won the contest, I was myself shocked, like, okay, I did really win the contest. So I prepared to the next level, that is the area level, competing with members from other clubs. So I went to my sister and I asked her, okay, I have to prepare for this contest, can you just give me some guidance and suggestions? So she told me, remember one thing, don't try to imitate someone, instead try to discover your own style. That was a very helpful tip. Then my mentor brilliantly said, don't worry about winning and losing the contest, just remember that you have to enjoy when you speak. When you come here and speak, you need to enjoy these moments. So with these two advices, I moved to the area and even there, I gave my best. And even when I won at the area, my first reaction was of shock. I'm like, oh my, did I really win? But that's when I realized that I did not expect to win. One of the reasons because I doubted my own capabilities. But at that point of time, I sort of began to believe in myself. And as I went forward from there, believing in myself, oh yeah, I think I have the capabilities to participate with very good speakers and also win. I went with this kind of belief in the division contest at the third level. And there, just few minutes before the contest, I felt very nervous because I had never spoken on such a big stage in front of such a big audience. And it was a very difficult experience. So I was like, oh my, what if I go up and I blank out or something? But I just calmed myself, I just said a prayer and I just thought some positive thoughts at that moment. And yeah, I did try to give my best. And when I won at the division contest, I wasn't shocked, but I was happy. I was happy for one reason that I won, and also because I had overcome self-doubt, I had overcome fear of speaking. And then I went on to the district level. And speaking at the district level was a truly memorable experience. I think one of my best experiences as a Toastmaster in the last 4 years. This journey would not have been possible without the grace of God and the support of my fellow Toastmasters. In every way, right from each contest, right from sending me all the best SMSs before the contest and congratulations and compliments after the contest, all these things motivated me to give my best and to always, it was like a responsibility on me. When I seen the encouragement, when I seen the expectations from my fellow Toastmasters, I felt, okay, yeah, I also need to do something. And I just thank each one of you for making this journey of mine.
I wish I had time to call all those members who has represented our club in different contests to share their experience. It's not possible to call everyone, but yes, I can call one person. It was year 2014 in Delhi. This person, energetic, enthusiastic, and young, represented our division and district. He made us laugh out loud by telling us how morning dreams come true. And no, and how he got ghar in car instead of harder. You know this young man. He is still young. And our today's presiding officer. So Toastmaster personnel, kindly catch this meeting train and let me arrive.
Thank you very much. Wonderful job, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster everybody. Lovely meeting. Thank you all for being here. There is some unfinished business. The balance sheets that you have filled in needs to be down the aisle for somebody to collect. We shall be counting the votes and announcing the winners. All key takeaways from Eloquence 2016 and 20. Distinguished Toastmaster Abid was elected to the second highest post So big round of applause for our little atom bomb gave off her best at the big stage in Pune and made us all very proud. Another big round of applause for Toastmasters. Bombay Toastmasters was the one club which sent in the largest representation to Eloquence 2016 outside of Pune. We got one nice little. This little baby is the Diamond Club Award, the highest award that is. Big round of applause. It's not mine, it's ours. So we are doing good. This club is flourishing and it's all thanks to all of the members. May you continue to give off your best to this club, may the next ExCom lead us to even greater heights, and may we continue to flourish. A bit of good news. We have a very avid Toastmaster Ankur, who's come all the way from the suburbs, which is next door. He's the president of NIMS, Nursing Munji Institute of Management Sciences, and he'd like to share a few thoughts with you. May I please request him to come on. Ladies and gentlemen,
thank you, Toastmasters. First of all, it's NMIMS, Nursing Munji Institute of Management Studies. And my name is Ankur Agarwal. I have been a Toastmaster for 2.5 years. And as Toastmaster Hassan said, currently I am heading the Toastmasters at Nursing Munji. So as you all know, it's a management school. So we went on a break for the past 2 months. I have a small announcement to make that we are resuming our activities from next Saturday. That is the first meeting of this particular season which is starting. So I, along with my team, Toastmaster Abhishek, Neha, Aman, Archana, are here to invite you to our meetings. And since the theme is about conference and contest, so Toastmaster Abhishek represented our club in the area level table topics contest. So I congratulate him once again from our club. And yeah, congratulations to BTM for achieving such awards. BTM and MTM are the two Toastmaster clubs that have been mentored to us. And many of you might have seen Anand standing here instead of me previously. So he was heading a club, now the baton is to us. And we are more welcome to increase this relationship with BTM and MTM and all other Toastmaster clubs. We will continue to come over here and we request all of you to give us encouragement because we are a confident bunch of people and I feel when a confident bunch of people given encouragement, they can give excellence. So over to you. Please.
President of Nursing Munji Institute of Management Studies. Thank you for your Together we are 100%, like really what I said, and this is our motto for this year. Together we are 100%. The results are still not tallying. Oh, they are. Okay. But just wanted to mention. Sorry?
Yes.
Yes, but I just want to mention that apart from Siana and what Shivani was kind enough to mention my name, there was another queen of evaluations who represented our club at the district level, Toastmaster Jansi, who's unfortunately not with us here today because she's unfortunately married. One more Toastmaster bites the dust. Alright. Can I have a couple of guests come here and share their experiences with us? Anushri, you are very welcome. Please come. Is that a learn? Learn and come.
I'm sharing experiences or
You're exposed Monday. stage fright. I didn't notice any stage fright. If there was any, the best way to conquer it is to face it often enough. Keep facing it, keep giving one kick on his backside and let your fear go. One more person, please. Yes.
Hi everyone, I'm Toastmaster Abhishek from NMIMS School of Business Management. I met all my friends after 2 months. I was interning in Bangalore, so I went to Bangalore for my summer internship. I came back last week. We had a hectic week in college. I was with my friends from 4 o'clock in the evening, and suddenly at 6:30, between 6:30, I get a message from my president that we have a Toastmaster meeting at PT. Can you please join? I say some bad reason to my friends because I personally enjoy this Toastmasters mainly at PTM and at TM because I have seen a development in myself in last 1 year. And also I expect each one of you to visit our club, which is very small club. We have been for existence for past 2 years, but as our president said, we are a bunch of young, energetic guys. So your experience as it reached my expectations. I was a bit late, but yeah, I wanted to attend. So I attended for the second half, and thanks for all the team to help meeting at this level, and hope to see you soon at some point of time. Thank you.
This thing about a bunch of young, energetic guys, it works. Alright, we got the results. Person that you voted for as the best prepared speaker, that person is Vikrant. And your vote for the best evaluator goes to With that, we come to the end of this meeting. But before we close, our next meeting will be held on the 25th of this month, which will be the 4th Saturday. And on that day, we will be having the installation of the new XCOM in the new year. Hope to see you all here. Thank you.